Okay, I'm just on the way to the gym and I thought let me create a video of me on my way to the gym and discussing something. So if you are struggling to lose weight, you're not really seeing movement in the scale, you're not seeing it budge, you're not seeing the progress you want to, and you want to lose your next 5 to 7 kilograms, then this video is for you. Because you might have been trying methods, you've been trying it for a while and you're just not seeing any progress, or you're seeing it stagnate. Well, and this video is for you, because I'm going to go through some tips, some tricks, some things you can implement right away to start seeing your progress. So let's get into it. And I'm going to the gym, so it's at top of mind at the moment. So the first thing that I want to share, the first hack that you can do, and it all centers around protein. Protein. That's it. Just getting more protein into your diet can make a major difference. But you might say to me, Eunice, I'm in a calorie deficit. I can't have more protein. I need to be eating less food. Well, as I've said in my previous videos, if you haven't, go check them out. Protein is such a powerful, the most important macronutrient, because it supports you for so many things. It supports in preserving that lean muscle. It supports you in feeling fuller, so you don't need to, deals with cravings, means you don't overeat. So many different things protein can support you and help you, especially when you're having lean protein. So first hack, amazing thing, is just get more protein into your diet. It might be the case that you're not even getting enough protein that you should be into your diet. Like you may be in a calorie deficit and still have 200, 300 calories left, even more. Then it's important that you get your protein intake up and you increase it, because it's going to make a major difference while still being in a calorie deficit. So it's an amazing hack. So if you're not doing it at the moment, and it might be the case you're not getting enough protein in, really get it in, start implementing, start getting more protein, start eating more food. So that's the first thing I'm going to share. But what links to that is another thing you can do is have more protein earlier in the day. So for example, if we're talking about breakfast, if we're talking about first meal of the day, lunch, whatever it is, just get protein as much as you can early on in the day. It just makes it easier as the day goes on. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to be chasing to hit that number. You've already got a big, massive portion at the early part. So it makes it easier and takes less thinking, less willpower to get it in and force it later on in the day. So that's another massive thing that you can do. Another thing you could do that links onto that is trying to aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein per each meal. Now, if we're talking about breakfast, you can have eggs and then just focus on egg whites. You can have boiled eggs, another option. You can also add different variations of fish, of meat that you can include into your breakfast. So turkey slices, chicken breasts, cottage cheese, dairy, yogurts. You can even throw in a protein shake. So that's an easy way where you can get an added or an extra. Let me just cross-realize this. You can get an added or extra 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal. So if you hit a target, so if your target is 120 grams of protein, let's just say, you can smack that out in a couple servings. If you have 30 to 40 grams, you can have 3-4 meals and you'll hit that target. And it makes it easier, so you don't have to snack, you don't have to lose track. It just makes it basic and easy. And that's what we're after, right? Making life easy, making it automated, making it simple to complete and hit. So yeah, easy. You can just structure it in 30 to 40 grams per meal and you're ticked off and you're done. So that's another great hack that you can implement right away, because if you're getting more protein, as I said, into your diet, regardless, just by making that shift, even if you have the same calories, but you just shift around the macros and have more protein, you're going to see some amazing, better progress. And on the alternative, if you're not getting enough nutrients or macronutrients or calories into your diet, just by bumping up the protein, it will make a major difference. Now, the other thing is focusing on more instead of calorie dense foods. So we're talking about your white rices, we're talking about your pastas, making that shift into more whole foods and more natural ingredients, so less ingredients in the meals. So we're looking at volume, we're looking at nutrient dense foods. Sorry, that's the word I was trying to get out. We're looking at nutrient dense foods. So I'm talking about your greens. I'm talking about, your veggies, your all those greens, your carrots, your broccoli, all these sorts of greens. Getting those into your meals as opposed to getting those nutrient dense, those calorie dense foods. That's another easy hack that you can get in. Just making those substitutions and replacement. You can even go for, for example, instead of instead of like your pastas, your white rices, you can make simple shifts where you can just focus on 1 to 2 single ingredient meals. We're talking about your greens, your vegetables, your broccolis, those sorts of things. We're also talking about your brown rices, your cauliflower rices, all these simple things. Just by having this, you can have more volume, so you can eat more. Who doesn't want to eat more? You can eat more and you still enjoy it. Now, you might say to me, Eunice, that isn't delicious, doesn't taste good. No one wants to eat, greens, and it's boring, it's not fun. That's where the next tip comes from. It's implementing and making use of spices. So again, just by adding a bit more spice and the seasoning, it can make a big difference. And the calories in it is not going to be as a major factor as opposed to using sauces or even sugary foods. So just making use of those spices, making use of, there's a variety of things, right? You've got paprika, you've got cumin, you've got all these sorts of things. You've got pepper, you've got so many different things that you can sprinkle, that you could be generous with, that can just spice up those meals, and you can be a bit more creative in that regard, so you can get some more delicious, tasty food while still being within your calories, or while still, just making some adjustments and tweaks and still seeing progress. So that's the other one on there. So look, those are just a few that I wanted to share. Really simple tactics, really simple things that you can include right now. If you're not seeing the progress, if you're not really seeing the scale budge, if you're not really seeing the weight come off, then it's just a really simple shift that you can make with your nutrition and with your diet at the moment to what you're already doing, just some small tweaks, and then you can see some great progress. If there is any more, I will just shoot them off and just let you know, but off the top of the head, those are some small changes. Look, let's talk about one more actually. I want to throw one more. This is a bonus one. It wasn't expected, but something that you can include is like your exercise and your training. So for example, shifting your training. So if you're focusing on cardio, stairmasters a lot, really implementing that into your training, you can make a small shift. You can focus more on having a more productive session by focusing more on resistance, strength training, minimizing the volume and focusing on those exercises and trying to get the weight on and trying to focus on really getting stronger. But at the same time, you can shift that by getting more activity or steps outside of the gym. So I'm talking about going for walks. I'm talking about doing activities, especially now it's the summer. You can go out, you can go swimming, you can go for hikes, so go for walks, go for different levels of activity. But at the same time, in the gym, your whole focus and your whole progress is on lifting, is on getting stronger, is on increasing the weight and just perfecting your technique. So really, just through that, that's just a small tweak that you can make in your training, just by having more of a focus on what you're doing in the gym, and then leaving the cardio, leaving the activity for outside of the gym for activities. That's another shift, another great hack that can help you out to lose those extra pounds if you need to. But that's it. Those are just a few tweaks, some stuff you can do for nutrition. I'll also throw the bonus one that you can also do for your exercise. And that's it. So thank me later. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. And if you comment down below, I'll send you a sheet, a document that has everything that I just set out there. Tips that you can practically look over them, review them, and I'll throw another little bonus in there because I'm all about the bonuses and the structure. So if you comment down below blueprint right now, or you message me on Instagram blueprint, I'll send it across to you so you can review it, so you can see the next 5 to 7 kilograms come off and keep it off, because these are tangible things that you can do for the rest of your life. So allow you to see great process. So just comment down below, subscribe, and I've got some other videos where I talk about the importance of protein. I couldn't go into too much detail, so if you want that, just check out my other videos. But yeah, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.